Hello everybody, and welcome back to Shane's Squirrel Shack, where we talk about autism awareness and all of that, and I want to thank you for tuning in to today's video. Today, we're going to be talking about autism and food. Do we tend to be picky eaters? Why or why not? And my experience with it. The short answer is yes, we tend to be picky eaters, and it comes down to a couple of things. It comes down to texture and routine. So, when it comes to routine, what I mean by that is autistics thrive on routine. They thrive on knowing what's going on when and where. Same thing with food. They like to know what's going into their system, what their taste buds are about to experience, what their teeth are going to experience. It's all sensory. And I notice, at least for myself, I can't have anything that has too much, distinct texture. It has to be very, mushy. A lot of the foods I eat are mushy. And why? I mean, it's just personal. I think I don't like the surprise of not knowing what my taste buds are about to encounter. It's like I'm very protective of it. So there's that with the texture and routine. Again, we like to know what's going on in our day, same with our food. And we become almost fixated in a sense of what's familiar to us in a world of unfamiliarity. Food is that for us too. You hear comfort food being, that phrase of comfort food said a lot. It's that on steroids for us, We have to know what we're eating and what our taste buds and our five senses are about to encounter at that moment. If we're in for a surprise, boom, we shut off. At least I do. And I'm going to tell you my experience, in the day of the life of someone with autism and being a picky eater. I'm not going to lie to you and say I've had very much the same meals for the last 20 years of my life. I've had oatmeal almost every breakfast for 20 years. Peanut butter sandwiches almost every lunch for 20 years. Little fun fact, back in the day, back before high school, I had to have the crust cut off of my peanut butter sandwiches. And that was because I found out later, it was a couple of things. I didn't like the color contrast between the white bread and the brown crust. That, and I didn't like the texture difference between the chewy white bread and the crunchy crust. And I realized once I went into high school, I'm like, I'm not gonna be made fun of for having the crust cut off. I'm gonna be a big boy and leave that on. I'm gonna man up. I'm gonna man up on that. That's kind of what drove me to that. And dinner, I've had the same thing almost for a long time now. It's usually pasta-based meal, usually tortellini. And if I ever go out to get food, it's usually always at a Subway, getting the same foot-long on 9-grain bread with a turkey sandwich, American shredded cheddar, cheese, toasted, pinch of lettuce, crazy mayo. No chips, drinks, or cookies, please. I have to say that, But, yeah, and where I'm going with this next is how it affects me in a social, setting, Because, I hang out with my friends a lot. We like to go out and eat a lot. And they know me and they know how I am. But, how it usually goes, how the scene plays out is, we're going to get food. Where are we going to go? We're going to go to get some Taco Bell. We're going to get some Qdoba. I'm like, it's too spicy and textury and nothing against ethnic or Oriental food at all. This isn't me bashing it for its Oriental or ethnic reasonings at all. It's just taste and texture for me. That's its only reasoning. And I'll be like, oh man. And it's awkward conversations of, I'll go, but I won't have anything. And it's like, why? And it's like, do I just drop dead and say, I'm autistic, I'm a picky eater? It's a little trickier than that. You don't want to say that right away. At least I don't. But I found a way to have fun with it. And this is how I kind of, go about everything that, I experience based off of my quirks. Love your quirks. And I love this one. And how I love it is, I have fun with the people I'm around when it comes to experiencing this quirk. So when I get a pizza with friends, we'll get a supreme pizza. And I will only eat cheese pizza. So I'll take off all the toppings until it's a cheese pizza, and then my friends will dip in and get my toppings, put it on theirs, and have a more topping-based pizza for them. And everybody wins. Everybody wins. And I joke about this a little bit, but my two fixations when it comes to food is bananas and chocolate milk. I've had that pretty much almost every day for over 20 years. Ask this. So, I will have a bunch of it every day. I could easily down at least 5 bananas a day. I could down a gallon of chocolate milk a day. It's weird. I don't know how I do it, and people are like, how the hell do you do it? And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. When I worked at this place, at this gas station, I was called Mr. Chocolate Milk, or Milkman, Mr. Banana Man, Monkey Boy, because I would only eat bananas and drink chocolate milk. And it was a diet I trusted, and that was familiar for me, and that's why it worked. And that's all I have to say about that. I've been a picky eater, and I will be a picky eater, and I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to love my quirk with that, and I'm going to take that outside of this video, and I hope you guys can as well. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next video.